All right, I'm back. I have a little window here to film. Meyer is at daycare. Lisa is at spin. I'm working from home today, so I'm taking a few minutes to shoot something for YouTube. Been a minute and been wanting to film something for a while now. I've kind of had this update video ready to go for a bit, and then I've taken too long to film it, so then I had to re-update the notes because things are moving fast and things are happening. So anyways, glad to be here now, glad to be doing a little bit of filming. And basically, I don't think I've posted a YouTube video in like the last 2 months. I think it's been about 2 months. And so I thought, okay, to come back on, let's just start with what's been happening for the last 2 months. What have I been working on? What's been keeping me busy and away from YouTube? So with that, I'll go through my usual format, kind of for like the life update style videos, starting with gratitude. First thing on the mind for gratitude would be for yoga. I did a 6 a.m. hot yoga class this morning. I used to do them very, very often earlier in the year, and I mean for a long time, but it's been a minute since I've done one of these. I got back on ClassPass. I booked the class like 2 nights ago, and I'm just stoked that I got up early enough, got out the door and got to class, and it was challenging and I feel like I almost passed out a few times, not used to the heat again. But it was awesome. Felt really good. I feel very relaxed and stretched out today. And it just made such a difference and such an impact on the morning. So it's really nice to get that done before the chaos of the day begins. And so, just realizing I need to figure out, I just need to go to yoga more often and do more of those classes again. So very grateful that that happened this morning, that I had the mindset to book it, that I stuck with it and did it. And for the teacher that led the class, and that it's close by and I can walk there. There's a lot to be grateful for there. So that's one thing. The other thing would be I'm grateful for family support. Lots has been going on lately. Meyer's been gradually going into daycare, which is not on my update list, but should be, I guess. He just started daycare, so he's kind of in the 2-week period of getting used to it, sort of easing into it. And so with that, like Lisa's also been kind of transitioning back to work. And so with those kinds of things happening, we've needed help with Meyer and just kind of taking care of him. While Lisa and I work, for instance, there's times where we need someone to step in and be able to take the afternoon with him, for instance, or take him out to do something, that kind of thing. So, just super grateful to have family from my side, from Lisa's side, that has been able to step in and help with Meyer and just help us as a family. Especially big shout out to Grandma, Lisa's mom. She's come down because they don't live in Vancouver either, but they've come into town multiple times here recently, and she's helped out a lot. And she's just very nice to have around, and Meyer loves hanging out with her. So it's great. Appreciate having family support, being close to both sides of our family, and neither of them are here in Vancouver, but they're more than always willing to step in and help, which is huge. And we get along with all of them. So these are good things. All right, that's gratitude. Moving into updates. First big update is Meyer turned 1. I guess he's already a year old. So in some ways it feels like that has gone really quickly, and in other ways it feels like we've been at it for a long time as parents. So he's 1. I'm super proud of him and his first year and everything he's doing and learning and his energy, and he's awesome. He's very busy. He's very active, which is, that's what I want. It's what I like. And he's going to be a bundle of energy and a lot of fun to play with when he's more running around, walking and stuff like that. He is starting to walk and take steps on his own, but he's not he still prefers, if he's going to go from one side of the house to the other, he's still going to crawl, or he'll go on all fours, kind of crawling like a monkey. He's a wild animal, but he's awesome. He's a ton of fun. His personality is really coming through. It's just really cool to see him kind of grow and learn so much new stuff every day and figure things out and figure the world out. So it's crazy. We are the parents of a 1-year-old. I don't know. Sometimes it still doesn't feel like that's a real thing, or that is happening, or that I don't feel like a parent. I don't know. It's a weird thing to think through, but yeah, I'm kind of just not really thinking about it so much and more just living it. I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes you just don't always have time to stop and think about it, and you just kind of go with it and try to enjoy the moment that you're in with him. So yeah, it's been awesome. I'm looking forward to year 2 with him. Looking forward to all the different things he's going to learn and figure out and do. And yeah, we're having a good time. So my returned 1, big update. And with that, as I mentioned, he's going into daycare now, which is another big step for him. So he's easing into that right now. And yeah, it's not all easy. Some of it is difficult and hard to kind of already be putting him into daycare at a year old. And, it's lots for him to figure out and to be away from his parents and with new people. And so he's taking some time to adjust to that, as you would expect. But yeah, it's both hard to see that as a parent, but also, you're excited for him to learn new things and to go and experience new things. And he loves a good adventure. So I know he's going to like it in the end, but it's going to take some time to get used to that. So yeah, proud of the little guy, and he's putting in work. He's doing a good job. Next update would be Lisa and I had our 4th anniversary back in October. 4 years married now, which is cool. Didn't do a big celebration this year. I feel like we're in the thick of things with just the busyness of life at the moment, with work and having a 1-year-old and all that stuff. So we didn't have any big plans, but don't want to let that go too cold. I like my coffee hot. What did we do? I mean, we had grandma come over and babysit Meyer, and we went for a nice dinner a few days after our anniversary. Actually, it wasn't even a crazy nice dinner. We didn't make any fancy reservation. It was like we went to our favorite brewery for a beer, and then we went across the street basically to get tacos, which is something that we used to do prior to having a kid. So it was kind of like, let's just go and do something that we don't really get to do now, or that it's just different or more difficult to do now. So we went and just did something cool and casual, which is great. Maybe for our 5th year, we'll try to plan a trip and go somewhere again. We usually like to travel and go experience something new. And the anniversary is a great excuse to go do that. But maybe for number 5, we could do something like that again. Next update is executing a lot of freelance work right now. In the evenings and the weekends, I am trying to monetize my time better. And so I've been busy with that. I'll get to the full-time job with Vireo and stuff in a second, but with freelance, I still have my client Rob that I've talked about on this channel before. Still doing mostly video editing, but some website stuff, some website updates, some landing page updates, some CRO, like conversion rate optimization stuff, helping build specific videos beyond just short form content as well that he's using to pitch other businesses on buying his plows, for instance, in one example, like his snow plows. So yeah, there's a lot of different things going on for Rob right now, but it's kind of just the usual retainer every month. And again, I do that mostly in a few evenings per week, and then sometimes on the weekend as well. But my goal right now for him is like, it's basically a bank of hours that he pays for me. And I'm usually somewhere around kind of those amount of hours, or if anything, I'm going past it because I'm just excited about the work and I want to do a good job. So my goal right now is to, ideally get to 5 short form videos per week, 5 reels per week that can be used on, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And so that's, about 5 a week. I'd love to get to a place where I'm doing like 30 a month. So like 1 a day, basically. I'm not quite there yet, but I am getting faster and I'm finding kind of some different efficiencies, which I'll talk about actually later in this episode with how I'm doing that work right now. So, just being able to keep it moving and be more efficient with my time there so that ultimately I can increase my profit, spend less time, do the same amount of work, but also if I can spend a bit more time, help him do better. If the business succeeds, then I can also get paid more there as well. So kind of like don't overinvest my time, but also it's okay to invest some extra time is how I'm seeing it, because I think that if I can help him scale, then I can also make more money there as well. But yeah, a bit of a longer play there. But yeah, been really busy with Rob and the retainer work there. And then I also have a new client too. It's a local construction company here in Vancouver. They do like massive commercial projects. And I know someone that works at the company, a longtime family friend. And so he reached out and we kind of started with one job and now it's turned into a ton of other jobs as well. And we're kind of becoming a little bit of like the go-to external contractor for their content needs, basically. So photo and video and editing, all those things, which has been awesome. It's a good paying job, obviously bigger company, bigger budgets, but also bigger expectations. And, we've got to bring out all the different toys. The drone especially is very important for this type of construction work. And so I've been working on this one a little bit with my good longtime friend and longtime partner, Joel, who also has a channel here on YouTube. Maybe I can link him up here or show some footage of the guy. He's awesome. We're longtime bros, and we've done a ton of work together over the years, especially in the creative field, and even on construction stuff too. So I just know that Joel kills it on the drone. He's great. He's a very nimble, great, fast content creator. And that's who you want with somebody on something like this. So I'm too busy. I just don't have capacity to do the whole thing on my own, nor do I fly a drone. Or haven't in a long time. And so Joel kind of helps fill the gaps there, and we work together to kind of nail this one and execute it. So that's been great. It seems like there's more shoots kind of pouring in again. Just one yesterday that popped into my inbox from them again. So it seems like it's going to be more of a retainer type of thing, but we need to figure that out still. And I need to properly come up with a structure that might make sense for them and pitch them on that. So, but it does seem like it's going to be an ongoing thing in 2026, which is awesome. That's exactly what I need, is just one or two more clients to make more income on the freelance side of things to supplement everything else that I'm doing. So that's freelance. Next up is the Hey Vancity business that I'm working on with two others, Heather and Joel. We're full steam ahead on that business. As you know, last quarter we incorporated the business. We opened a bank account, a credit card, all that stuff. So we're kind of set up as a corporation and financially. And now we kind of have two big focuses right now. We had an in-person meeting kind of at the end of Q2 or at the end of Q3 to plan what we're focused on here in Q4 to close out the year. And one of the big priorities that we said was we need to grow the audience and the engagement and just grow the audience, grow the profile that we have on Instagram. And if we have a bigger audience, it's easier to monetize that audience, at least we think. And so the goal right now is to get to 100,000 followers on Instagram. I think right now we're just shy of 88,000. So we've got a bit of a ways to go here, but we are picking up growth quite well right now. And the main way that we're doing that is basically more frequent content and more of our own original content and not so much sourcing other people's content. And so right now we're all committed to basically one reel per day is what we're setting out to do. And I think the first month of Q4, so that would have been October, we posted 36 reels and I think 2 carousel posts or something, but we did the 36 reels. So that's more than one per day. So the team is crushing it there, which is awesome. And then I'm going to show the stats here as well. You can see that it's working. It's having an impact. The channel is growing faster. And I think if we can keep that momentum, we can get closer to that 100K more quickly over time here. So I think we kind of just met on Wednesday again this week, and we said, okay, let's keep going with the one reel per day. Usually each of us takes 2 days per week, and we all kind of just collaborate on the last day, or see who's available basically. But so that's kind of full steam ahead with trying to post as much content and good quality content on Vancity. And we've had some content really pop off and work really well for us, kind of go mini viral, which is great. So it's basically just the more shots on net, aka the more posts we're getting out there, the more chances things are going to go mini viral, like these ones here. And those are the ones that really bring in the growth. And so, we're just trying to do more of that. The next part of that is obviously trying to monetize this business. It doesn't make money right now. Obviously it needs to make money at some point. But I'll get to that in a second in the challenges part. So that's Vancity. We're kind of just busy creating content and posting that content and building the community there. And then last thing is Vireo, the full-time marketing director role. That has been going great as well. Vireo itself is having a strong kind of Q4 right now, a good strong end of the year. We had a bit of a slower Q3 in terms of sales and new clients. in Q3 throughout the summer, but then that really kind of turned around here in Q4, which is awesome to see. Part of what's driving that change is marketing, is what I do. So we had a really strong end to Q3, like the best month we've ever had at Vireo in terms of lead generation, and not just like quantity of leads. I don't think it was the most leads we ever generated, but it was the best quality of leads. So these are like bigger brands and businesses, established YouTube channels, bigger budgets, those kinds of companies. We're doing a better job of attracting them and getting them to, be interested in working with us, and also competing in RFPs, like request for proposals. So we get invited into many RFPs, not many, but we get invited to more RFPs these days. And we compete in those against other agencies, and we have about a 50% win rate right now on those. So it's tough when you lose those because you invest a lot of time into pitching it, but then also great when you win it because it shows that you are the competitive one out of the group of agencies. And now these are generally larger deals and contracts with brands that are very clear on what it is they want to do and go and accomplish, because they've written this whole kind of sheet of what they're looking for to initiate the RFP. So yeah, that's awesome. Vireo is doing great. We recently won an RFP. That's kind of why I'm talking about that. We've had the most leads ever in the month of October. That continued in September, and then that continued in October with another solid month. And it being November now, not as great of a start to the month yet, but a lot of month left. So, let's see how it goes. But I think that, we should be having a strong end to the quarter here, which is great to see. So yeah, full steam ahead on Vireo. Lots of good stuff happening there, and it's great to just see that some of the work that I'm doing there specifically is contributing to that success and those wins. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Maybe the last thing I'll mention on that is we had our like Q3 like all hands meeting the other day, and I had some great slides to contribute in terms of marketing updates of what we accomplished in Q3, and that got some team recognition as well. So I was pretty happy about that. I was excited about that. You can see some of the projects we're initiating that I've brainstormed and helped lead are working for the business. So awesome. Next thing, moving on to learnings. I wrote down so I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel before. I have an autoimmune disorder or autoimmune disease. Not sure what the proper term is. And I'm trying to learn more about that. It shows up in my skin as psoriasis, and it's very uncomfortable and annoying. And it is the ultimate thing for me to try to figure out in life is to get rid of it. And so basically, I've had autoimmune stuff for a long time in my life, but maybe more recently for like the last decade, the psoriasis part of that. And so I'll probably make a full video about that at some point because it's a whole other subject. But anyways, I'm just trying to learn as much as possible right now about like what causes psoriasis or what causes autoimmune and how do you best deal with it. And inflammation is a big part of, is at the center of this. And so what is inflammation and how do you reduce inflammation? And so I'm learning about the different supplements that I can be taking, that I've started to take here as well to help with that. And then what lifestyle changes as well also contribute to reducing inflammation and healing the body from within, and not just, externally. So I feel like I'm trying to look at this as I have psoriasis because I have psoriasis, it is it's forcing me to figure out my health and to take it seriously. And it's not going to go away unless I deeply commit to a plan and to be disciplined about that plan. And so it's like the ultimate force behind, it's the ultimate forcing factor to me figuring out health, which is a positive thing. So I'm trying to look at it as that. Obviously sucks that I don't want to have it and I don't have to deal with it, but I do. And so it just means that I have to be better at health than I would have to otherwise. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can about the subject, and do a better job of living a lifestyle that helps ease those symptoms and just heals the body from within. I think that's the best way to say it, is just healing the body from within. If the body is good inside, it'll feel good throughout basically, and you'll look good as well. And so that's what I'm trying to learn about and just spend more time figuring out. And I think things like yoga this morning, that's part of that. It helps reduce stress, which reduces inflammation. So there's a lot of different things that go into that, but like I said, probably could be its own video. Anyways, that's learnings. couple quick wins, and I promise we're almost to the end here. A couple quick wins would be just a simple thing. I bought an extra SSD, like 1 terabyte hard drive, and I put all the work I do for Rob, my freelance client, the retainer, all on that hard drive. And I organized it. I spent hours organizing all the footage and everything that I have there, so that now when I edit, it's just, okay, I need this kind of shot, I need this one, I need this one. I know exactly where in that hard drive I can go and get those clips. Whereas before I had individual project files by month, basically, because I organized my SSDs by month, and then by project title. So, November 5th, is it the 5th today? It's the 7th today. November 7th, YouTube filming episode life, brutal title, but that's probably how I'll organize this footage. I mean, that's a bad example because this is probably more of a YouTube folder. But anyways, you get the idea. And so all these different projects with Rob were by month, and they were kind of scattered all over the place. So I didn't really know exactly where the footage was that I needed. And I just took way too long to actually commit to figuring this out and to organizing it properly on an SSD hard drive. And so now that that's done, it's made my efficiency just way better for Rob. And that's why I'm able to pump out more videos now, and why I think I can get to 30 a month, which would be, one per day. To a fast editor, that probably doesn't seem very special, 30 short form videos a month. I think they could probably, bang that out in no time, but I'm not like an editor by trade. I can do it. I can do it pretty well. But there's people out there that know a lot more than me. And now that makes me think that I should just outsource it, but just trying to make as much money as possible right now and not spend. So there's that. Anyways, that's the organized SSD hard drive. Way better efficiency. I'm able to do freelance easier and makes the amount of time I have to spend at night working less, which is great. I got a new iPhone. This is the new iPhone. This is the next win. New iPhone. iPhone 17 Pro. Small thing, but I've been using the same phone for a long time, which is great. I didn't spend any money on a new phone for like years and years, and now I finally got the new one, specifically because the camera is so good. And with the Hey Vancity channel that we run, I'm trying to create more content, like original content for that, and it's just so good to have a great camera like the iPhone camera on the go, where you can just grab quick clips, and then that could be its own reel right there. So it was a direct investment and decision to be, okay, I want to make better content at Vancity. New iPhone helps support that, and is also just a fun, great thing to have. So that's a win. Last win I'm going to share is I was recently on the Sunshine Coast with Lisa and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Lisa's sister and her husband. They have a new place on the Sunshine Coast, and so we all went to go check it out. And it's right on the water. And at one point, we're looking out, and I saw my first ever wild spottings of whales. I've never seen, out of my 15 years living in Vancouver, everyone has seen a whale except for me, it feels like. So I finally saw some whales off the coast. It was magical. It was awesome. I have some footage, so I'm going to obviously use that here, but it was so cool to see. So that's a win. And then last thing, I'll end with some challenges. So some things I'm trying to figure out. Working out during the week has become very difficult because I'm usually exhausted in the morning. So I don't know, I wake up between 7 and 7:30 usually, not super early. Kind of take the dog for a walk, and then I come home, I get ready basically for the day, pack my bag, that kind of thing. And I'm working at the office a lot lately. So then I'll transit downtown and go to the office. Usually I'm working from home maybe once or twice a week, if that. So there's not a ton of time in the morning unless I wake up earlier, which is probably what I need to do to cut to the chase of it. Because the evenings are kind of chaotic. You come home, I don't even unpack my bag, I just put it down, and I'm excited to see Meyer and spend some time with him. And then we've got to think through dinner and walking the dog and feeding the dog and feeding Meyer, feeding ourselves, cleaning up, giving Meyer a bath, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The evenings are a little bit chaotic. So, and I can't just leave Lisa to deal with that. So I don't feel like evening workouts, which is typically what I've always done in the past, are working out for me anymore. No pun intended. And I think I just need to commit to earlier morning workouts like I did today. 6 a.m., maybe earlier. It sounds terrible, but if I don't do that, then I just don't know that I can work out a ton during the week, which is that's not a good solution, because I think I lose my mind a little bit, and the stress creeps in, and I get more agitated when I don't work out and exude energy in physical areas of my life. And so I think I just need to commit to earlier mornings, but that also means I can't work super late because I need to also prioritize sleep. So anyways, you can see it's just sort of a constant, like, trying to figure it out in my head right now. And it's probably as simple as just like 2 or 3 times a week, maybe waking up early, and the rest of the time I don't know, but you should also keep a consistent sort of cadence. So anyways, this is a challenge. Obviously, I'm trying to figure it out. I need to work out better during the week and not leave it to the weekend, which is what I've been doing. So that's one challenge. The other challenge is just monetizing the Vancity project. We're obviously growing the audience there. We're getting great growth, which is awesome. But it's not turning into revenue yet. Like, brand deals aren't rolling in. And I mean, we're also not going out and selling ourselves very well. We haven't spent a lot of time doing that, but ideally you don't have to do that because you have stuff coming to you. And if you have to go to someone, you kind of lose a bit of the power and like the leverage there. And so, cause you're kind of, yeah, I mean, you have to sell them versus, telling someone your rate when they reach out. So I don't know. And I also don't love doing brand deals. I feel like with certain brands is great, but like, I would want them to be good quality brands that people actually like and respect. Otherwise, I feel like it just takes away from the page itself and the content. So that's something I'm trying to figure out. We need to be able to monetize this and figure out how to make money. So other things going through my head is like some merch, but I don't think we have enough of a strong connection with the audience to actually drive sales for merch. But it'd be fun to do. And I think that if we came up with a cool design, like, there's some potential there. Other products, like I think like postcards, like we've put up things in our story before of showing like local, like beautiful, like artistic postcards, and like tons of people DM'd and reached out and said, where can I buy this? So, there's stuff like that could probably make sense. Maybe collaborate with some local artists to make that happen and do like a rev split or something like that. So there's things to figure out there. There's options beyond just brand deals, but haven't figured that out yet or prioritized it yet. So need to start doing that so that the brand can sustain itself a little bit and cover its costs and ideally the time of the people that are working on it. So that's just another thing that we're trying to figure out. Anyways, that's it. Life is a little bit crazy, a little bit busy, so I've been a little bit slow with the YouTube content here. No excuses though, there's always time to fit in some content. And I'm realizing maybe even a good time to do that is when I'm transiting or commuting to work. It could be an opportunity to do some update videos like this or different topics and things like that. So I have some stuff in the works. I have some video ideas in mind that I'm going to try to roll out here in the next bit. But good to be back. Appreciate you watching. Hope everyone is doing well and doing well. Let's end it there. Thanks, guys. Peace.